Over the years, I've seen friends and family members work extremely hard every single day, and yet years have gone by and they never seem to get ahead anywhere financially. Whereas we also have other friends who are financially free and they're able to live every single day as if it's a holiday. So in today's video, I'm going to be sharing the number one reason why people stay poor despite their best efforts, and share what really separates those who know how to build wealth with those who stay stuck. But most importantly, by watching this video all the way until the end, you'll learn how to bridge your own cycle of being stuck in the rat race, and you'll have a game plan to move towards your financial goals. So from what I've observed, the biggest factor in determining if someone will be successful or not is how disciplined they are. Because let's be real, being a millionaire isn't that complicated. All you need to do is spend less, save more, and invest. But even though it sounds simple, in reality, it's not that easy, because you might feel like you're already on a tight budget and you can't save anymore. You might have some savings, but you don't know what to do with it. Or you think it's not possible for you, so you don't even bother trying. And it's similar to a concept like losing weight. A lot of people understand that all you need to do is eat less and work out more. But actually implementing it in your daily lives without succumbing to urges for cheat days, junk food, or being lazy and not working out can be very challenging. But if you can stay consistent and work on your financial goals with a purpose, then just like working out every day, you will eventually see the results that you want. And as long as you work on your discipline and focus on achieving your goals, your success is inevitable. As an example, I didn't grow up in a super well-off household, and after seeing my parents work their entire lives, I thought that becoming a millionaire was a pipe dream, something that wouldn't happen unless I saved and invested for at least 30 years. However, by working on my discipline and learning and investing in the right things, I managed to achieve that in less than 10 years. Having discipline can make the impossible a reality, but a lack of discipline will cause a lot of problems in your life. For example, if your goal is to save, invest, and become a millionaire by the time you're 30 years old, but your current cycle is you work really hard on the weekdays, and then you go super hard on the weekends and you spend all that money. Then you go back to work on Monday and start the cycle all over again. If you keep doing that, then years will go by and you'll have nothing to show for it. So by fixing your discipline, you'll be way better off in the long run. Now, one of the most tempting things for younger people to do is to YOLO and live in the moment. Whenever we get a big bonus, our first thought is, how can we spend that money? Instead of thinking, how can we invest that money instead? After all, most people think, what's the point of having money if you're not going to spend it? And we're only young ones. Shouldn't we try to experience as much as possible now? As an example, we were hanging out with some friends and one of them told me that he was trying to get this brand new tattoo on his arm. So I was wondering, why don't you just get it? And he told me that he didn't have enough in his checking account to be able to afford it. It was $700 and he didn't even have that much in his checking account. And his priority was to make just that much money to pay for the tattoo. And so for me, it felt like these priorities were kind of off. His mindset was to work really hard and then blow all that money on one big thing instead of prioritizing saving and investing. And even here in Japan, I get pretty surprised at some of the wild ways that people spend their money here. As we walk around the streets, we see some pretty cute pet stores with some really cute dogs, but they cost over $3,000. And since most people here make around $2,000 a month, I was wondering how can they even afford them in the first place? I looked down and saw you can even finance these dogs. So instead of paying for $3,000 at once, you can make 36 payments of $100 over the next 3 years. So instead of buying a dog for $3,000, now you buy a dog for $3,600. For Sharon and I, we rarely buy expensive things unless we know that it can make more money for us. And the things we do spend our money on doesn't really affect our total net worth. For example, I personally love eating out, but to us, spending $20 at a time eating out won't really impact our total net worth. And the passive income that we get from our investments more than covers that expense. Another thing that people love to buy are luxury items, like brand name bags or fancy cars. Some of the younger people I know think that buying their dream car means they made it. But the thing about buying expensive things that you can't actually afford is that it actually makes you poorer, not richer. Because most of these things actually lose value once you buy them. Now some people think that buying these nice things will make more people like and respect you. But it's actually the opposite. Most of the people around you don't care about the things you have. And the few people that do care will probably resent you for showing off. And even if you do somehow manage to get more friends from having these nice things, these probably aren't the friends that you want to have in your life. They're probably people that just want to be around you because you might buy them something in the future. And once you lose your money, they'll stop hanging out with you. So instead of trying to just buy nice luxury things all the time, go for a delayed gratification approach. If you really want something, put it on a list and wait at least 6 months before buying it. This way, anything that was like an impulse buy eventually won't be as important to you and you won't buy it. Do this and trust me, you're gonna save a lot of money. Now, speaking of delayed gratification, one of the biggest ways to earn true wealth is to invest it. But investing is a long-term game, and anything that's worth having is gonna take a while to grow and compound. And in the beginning, it may not seem like it's growing a lot, but over time, the compounding effects will grow your net worth way more than the actual amount you put in. For example, what if I told you that you could have a magic dollar that grows by 1% a day, or $1 million upfront? Which would you choose? Instinctively, you would probably go for the $1 million because that's a lot of money. And the dollar is only going to be $1.01 tomorrow and $1.02 the next day. But if you hold on to that dollar, and after a year, it's going to be worth $37. And after 2 years, it'll be worth $1,413. Now, that may not seem that exciting, but if you hold on to it for 4 years, then that dollar will be worth over $2 million. And it'll be worth over $76 million if you held on to it for 5 years. It just goes to show that you want to put your money to a place where it can grow, and then let time do all the heavy lifting for you. So stay away from any get-rich-quick schemes, or just trying to subscribe to the latest trading algorithm because you think you can make a quick buck this way. Learn fundamental investing strategies, and then start tweaking your strategies after you learn the basics. We started our investing career by just investing in simple index funds and ETFs that track the overall stock market. And then we eventually moved into buying long-term rental real estate properties where the cash flow pays us enough money to enjoy our own lifestyle, but also enough to hold on to the properties as they appreciate in value. By doing this over and over again, our net worth has increased exponentially. And even though we do play around with small things here and there like cryptocurrencies, all of that is like 1% of our portfolio. So even in the worst case scenario where we lose everything there, it's only 1% and it doesn't really affect us that much. So now that we know that the key to being financially successful is to have good discipline with your money, what do we do next? Now, pay attention, because here's where I'm going to break down how you're going to get extremely rich. First is to just realize that everything I mentioned up to now, like having good discipline, having delayed gratification, and investing conservatively, is all very hard to do. So what we're going to do is we're going to automate everything so that you don't have to think about it. What I like to do is take 10 to 20% of my paycheck and invest it automatically, and then try to learn how to survive with the rest of it. You should be able to speak to your HR rep, or maybe go to a payment portal at work and just change your payment allocation. Have 10 or 20% go to your investment fund, and have the other 80% go to a normal checking account where you can then live off of, pay your bills, etc. And if you're just starting, do not make this complicated. Just invest in something simple like the SPY ETF or the QQQ ETF. SPY tracks the S&P 500, which are the top 500 companies in the United States, and QQQ tracks most of the top tech companies. So these investments are groups of companies, and if one company happens to lose a lot of money, that's okay because the other companies will still be there. So you won't lose everything in one shot. And as new companies come up and get better than other companies, they'll switch them out. So overall, these portfolios tend to increase by 8 to 10% a year, and all you have to do is invest in these funds. You don't have to think too much, you have to day trade, just put your money there, and over time, it grows and grows and grows. But you need to commit to these strategies, and you need to invest at least 10% of your paycheck. Otherwise, it'll take you way too long to hit your financial goals. And if you think that you're already stressed out and you can't learn to survive off less, trust me when I tell you this, but there are definitely people out there in the world who are making 10 to 20% less than what you are now, and they're able to survive off of it. And if they can do it, you can do it too. And if you haven't started investing yet, there's no better time to start than now. And I highly recommend using Webull because they have great welcome bonuses, commission-free trading, and it's super easy to use on your computer or your phone. So go ahead and click on the link in the description, and if you scroll down, you can see their welcome bonus. Now this changes periodically, but as is right now, if you put in just $500 and you keep it there for 30 days, then you'll get 20 free fractional shares, each of them being worth $3. So that means that you're getting $60 at least right there for just putting in $500. And the thing is, it's not like you have to invest this money. You can just keep it there in cash, and then after 30 days, you get 60 bucks. So that right there is amazing. And after 30 days are over, you could potentially just sell those shares and get everything out. But that's not the whole point of this. The point is to start investing to grow your wealth exponentially. So once you create your account and you deposit the funds in here, you're not done yet. You still have to invest that $500 into something. Now you could buy individual stocks, but like I said before, I highly encourage you to buy SPY or QQQ. Again, please do your own research, but those are the ones that my wife and I are heavily invested in because it's the simplest. So after you create your account, add your bank details, put in at least $500, it may take a day or two before you can actually start trading and use those funds. But once you do, and you get to a site like this may seem very complicated, but just go to the symbol name thing up here, type in something like SPY or QQQ, you see it right here, spider, and you'll see a chart here. If you zoom out, you can see that over time, this thing does have its ups and downs, but overall, it is up. And the way you buy it is you go here on the buy side, you click this. For limit, I typically just go market because when I'm thinking long term, I don't need to worry about the day-to-day ups and downs. I just want to buy it at a certain price and I'm good to go with it. Now, each one does cost around $500 anyway. So if you're only putting 500 something in, you can probably only buy one, but then you just go one here, you write day, so you click day. Time force is how long do you want this buy order to be open. Since this one is so liquid, you can just write day and it'll be done probably in like 2 seconds once the market opens. Don't worry about like stop loss order, stop price, limit price. These are all technical things that you don't have to worry about unless you're day trading. Then you just basically click this button, unlock your phone or enter your password on your computer, and the trade is done. Then you hold on to it as your paychecks come in, keep buying more of them, and over time, you'll be surprised at how much your net worth has grown. And I promise you, if you keep focusing on working on your discipline and building good money habits, then you will achieve your financial goals sooner than expected. What I thought would take me over 30 years took me less than 10. But also, realize that everyone is in a different phase in life. So during this process, don't try to compare yourself or feel let down because you're not where you're supposed to be yet. Just focus on what's in front of you and stay consistent. Start saving and investing today and you will be rich. You got this. Now, if you like this video and you want to learn more, then definitely check out this video where I teach you how to make your first $1 million. Thanks for watching. I appreciate you and I'll see you next time.